Hi, my name is Elias Dupuis and I am a diabetic. Last night I was on the in the Spotlight show with Ferdina Frampton where she was speaking with nurse Priscilla Prevost about diabetes and about what exactly it is like. And I called into the show um, to discuss what this disease has sort of been like for me, right? I describe diabetes as, or living with diabetes as like having a little man in your stomach who is just begging for sugar every single moment of every single day. Every moment of every day, I want to eat something sweet. I want to get something sweet in my body. Like that. That's my craving. That's my addiction every day. And it like I didn't understand what it was for people who were going through it at the time, because it's difficult for you to understand, not having the willpower to not buy a raisin slice. And by the way, raisin slices are my kryptonite. Like they these things will be the death of me. um but I didn't understand what it meant for people not to necessarily be in control of their will with regards to this very simple, very abundant substance. Um, and once I was diagnosed with diabetes, one of the things that I recognize is that the perhaps the most important thing in any diabetic's life is going to be the support of your friends, the support of your family. I've likened I've likened my wife to a terrorist, because she was so aggressive in ensuring that what it was that was available in the house were things um, that were good for me, the things that would be um, positive nutritional items, right? So very drastically between I had a doctor's appointment at 7 o'clock in the morning, um, and I was told, your blood sugar is a little high. I want you to go eat, go have like a regular morning, go eat what you regularly eat for breakfast, and then I want you to go get tested. So I get tested that morning. I get the results back, and the results I take them back to the doctor. The results say 712. Now, if you know anything about diabetes, number one, when you wake up in the morning, your blood sugar is supposed to be between 80 and 100 thereabouts. If you are diabetic, it probably will end up being 110, 120. Uh, if you just ate, your blood sugar is supposed to spike to 180, right? Um, my blood sugar was 712, which is insane. I was asked to go to the hospital. I went to the hospital later that day. I had to get drips. I had to get some medication, and I was monitored 1 hour to the next to see if my blood sugar was actually going down. And the fact that it was going down was a positive sign. It meant that one, the medication was actually working, and two, my body was still producing insulin to deal with the sugar. But between like my leaving the hospital and when I left the hospital, the doctor said to me, "Listen to me. You're a young man. You have a long way to go. You have a lot of life ahead of you, and you have to figure out what it is that you want um, from this disease, because this disease will ravage your life. Like it will not be good for you if you don't take it seriously." Um, Fortunately, I had been trained from since I was a boy about how to deal with how to deal with diabetes, because it has been a significant part of my family's life, especially my father's family. It's pretty much robbed me of a lot of time with a lot of really 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 great people in my life. Um, but it was so important to that I made some truly drastic changes. My wife went home and she basically cleaned out our entire pantry of anything that could be a problem. We basically stopped ordering, like stopped buying bread for a significant portion of time. I didn't have pasta, I didn't have rice. I literally changed my diet from all of what I used to eat before that I loved to pretty much eating grass for 3 months. Um, and it was literally just vegetables, and the only snacks that I could enjoy were cashews and peanuts because they were low glycemic index snacks. So I bought as much of that as I could. Even in my office now, most of the time there's uh, there are nuts around. It's mine, or or I brought it, or I'm trying to steal it from anybody that's in the office because it's the only thing that I can eat. It's the only thing I can enjoy. Um, but I want people to know, like, having diabetes and living with diabetes does not necessarily mean that you have to be as drastic as I was, because I felt like I needed to really go to the extreme to see for myself what it meant and what it could be, and whether or not I could do it, and I did do it. I have scaled back on that. Like, you have to kind of live and enjoy life and enjoy some of the food that you're eating as well. So I'm not doing as great a job as I used to do before. I promise you, my life is not perfect, but I think the most critical things are learn and understand, like, what your disease is, what it means for you, how exactly your body processes sugar. Number two, learn about, like, nutrition and actually read the back of labels, because you need to know how much sugar is in it and how many servings is it packed for. I'll give you an example. I don't want to call them out because I want to be disrespectful to the brand. This is a biscuit that I absolutely love. I love Shirley biscuits, but Shirley biscuits are not packed um, as single servings. They're packed as, I think, two servings in one of the big containers, right? That is to suggest that for what you're reading at the back, the amount of sugar that you're getting from what you're reading at the back is really meant for half of the package of what you're seeing. But if you eat the whole thing, you're pretty much getting double that sugar. So it becomes a bit of a math game and a figuring out what exactly it is um, that you can tolerate, and keeping an eye on your sugars, and adding more exercise into your diet. And adding more exercise into your diet doesn't mean that you have to wake up every morning at 5 o'clock, or that you have to put on a big show on Instagram to show that you go into the gym. That's not really necessary. For the most part, what I try to do is, one, um, get up from my desk more regularly. So if I was printing something and I needed to fetch it from the printer, and this is just, I'm giving you my life. If I needed to fetch something from the printer, I was actively getting up and going to get it, as opposed to asking somebody to get it for me. I felt that added more steps to my day, and you'd be kind of surprised how, like, a simple change like that can really, pay dividends in the long run. I used to leave my office, like, deliberately get up off of my desk, because we have a habit where I work of eating at our desks. I used to deliberately get up from my desk. I used to go drink a big glass of water. So I would drink a full glass of water before I ate. I would I would eat, and then I would take a walk for just about 15 minutes. I would just wander around the city of Roseau. Sometimes I would meet people I haven't met in a long time, and just to find ways to walk. I used to go to Whitchurch and buy cashews, and I would leave, like, my desk at Digicel and walk down to Whitchurch and walk back, and just take my time and walk through the town. You don't want to sweat yourself up, but at the end of the day, you want to make sure you're adding more steps into your day, adding more exercise into your day, because all of that contributes to being able to manage your sugar better. But it really begins with what it is that you put into your system, and it just requires for us to be conscious about it. For non-diabetics, they don't have to think about how much sugar goes into their system, because your body will automatically create more insulin to deal with the increased amount of sugar, if it is that you go have a big tub of ice cream or something like that. For us, it's entirely different. Doesn't mean that we cannot have ice cream, but it means that we would have to earn our ice cream. So we have to get our blood sugar within a particular range, and then also make sure that we're not eating too much ice cream. And one of the ways that helps me very well, um, in terms of the amount that I eat, is really drinking that glass of water. If you drink a glass of water before you eat and a glass of water after you eat, you will eat significantly less food. And water has no caloric value. It has no sugar in it. It has not, like, you can drink as much water as you want. So Fill your belly with greens and fill your belly with water. Christmas is coming. I know it's rough. I do have to have some cheese, some fruit cake because where I work, there's a lady who makes excellent cheesecake, excellent fruit cake, probably the best I've had anywhere. As a matter of fact, but the truth is, there has to be limitations on what it is that I do have, and when I do go out and have dinners and lunches with friends and so on, and we do, you know, buffet style, it's wise to start with the salad. If you pack your plate with salad, you feel less pressure to put other things on there that perhaps are not super healthy for you. I love plantains. I cannot not have my plantains, but again, you have to earn your plantains. Um, this is a struggle every single day. I may look fine, but inside, I just want the raisin slice. I promise you, I just want the raisin slice. But it's an understanding of, there are things that are going to be good for you and there are things that are just not going to be good for you, and if you want to be here for much longer, then it's wise to really kind of take care of yourself, and you have to do it for you. You can't do it for other people. You can't do it for anybody else. You have to do it for you. You have to find your reason to do it,